Did you know that 82% of businesses fail due to cash flow mismanagement? And most business owners fail at cash flow management because of lack of awareness. Is your business too not growing because of cash flow issues? Are you facing cash flow problems in your business? And are you aware of the gravity of your cash flow issues? In today's video, I will show you 4 fundamental ways how to improve cash flow in your business. And I'll also reveal at the end the 5 best ways for you to stay on top of your cash flow and never face a cash crunch ever again. Hi, I'm Kallol Chaudhary and I've been with large business houses and MNCs for more than 30 years, starting, building and running successful business operations and turning around loss-making businesses to profitable entities in India and in other countries around the world. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I upload videos here every Friday. Why is it most important to have a sustainable cash flow? Cash flow means the difference between cash that comes into your business and the cash that you spend for growing your business. If your cash flow is negative, can you run your business for long without having to borrow money from outside? A negative cash flow means you're spending more than what you're earning. How can you pay back your loans if you're not generating cash to pay them back? You may say, well, my business is making profits. Then why should I worry? Sure, your business is making profits, but how will profits help if your profits are actually stuck with your customers and is not in your hands or in your bank? See, 29% good businesses around the world that were making profit failed because they ran out of cash. Your business is sustainable in the long run only if the cash flow from your operations exceeds the net profits that you make. If it is not so, your business is in danger. Profit per se indicates only potential, and only your cash flow indicates your ability to pay your bills and buy the assets that are so necessary to make your business grow. The first step to increase cash flow from your operations lies in the way that it is determined or in its formula. Cash flow is calculated after adding back non-cash expenses like depreciation, amortization, etc., and netting off any increase in your working capital from your net income. This means to increase your cash flow, you must reduce your working capital. There are 4 main components to working capital: inventory and accounts receivables on the current asset side, and accounts payable, bank overdrafts, deferred taxes, etc. on the current liability side. I had once been tasked to turn around a business that had around 4 months of inventory with 2 months of physical stocks and 2 months of stock in high seas transit. This business paid for its purchases in advance and gave 60 to 70 days credit to its customers, officially and on an average. Do you think this business was generating cash or even making profits? The blunt answer is no. N-O, no. And since this business was neither making cash nor profits, it was not able to grow at all. Their market share was slipping. It was unable to do the required marketing and promotional activities for increasing sales and even hire quality staff to run the business. The company didn't even have a proper planning system or a forecasting system in place. It was a virtual mess. What would you have done in my place? Run away? Well, I didn't. The first thing I did was to focus on the inventory. We looked at the running product models and kept them aside, and then liquidated the non-moving ones on priority. We put a planning system in place for sales and purchase and optimized both our billing and ordering cycle. The sales team was incentivized to sell more and collect more. We could have recruited collection agents, but that's not the best way to go about it. Collection agents are not responsible for sales. And finally, therefore not responsible for the money. So the sales staff did the job. To cut a long story short, we were able to reduce inventory by half and also reduce receivables to a 40 days level from the 60 to 70 days in a very short period of time. The company was able to break into a cash positive situation just by reducing inventory, marketing receivables, and reducing purchase quantities while it started selling more and more frequently. This was done by optimizing the sales cycle or the billing cycle. This is exactly what you should also do if you are in a similar situation. There are many ways to reduce inventory, and I will cover that in my forthcoming videos. Point to note is reducing paid inventory and keeping a check on it is one of the two most important activities that generate cash for a business. Reducing and keeping a check on receivables or outstandings is the next important thing. Ask yourself the question: are you in the business of funding your customer's business? Or are you in the banking business that loans money to your customers? Your money is with them? Definitely no. There was a company I worked for which sold both through dealers and also directly to institutions. Credit was extended to both. As a result, the company's cash flow situation was always tight. To correct this, we changed to a cash-only policy for dealers. Initially, there was huge resistance and it even impacted sales. But over time, dealers accepted the new advance payment terms. We also negotiated with our institutional customers and reduced the credit period extended to them. In return, of course, we promised preferential response to their needs. All of this rapidly turned around the cash situation for the company. We now had surplus cash that could be funneled into R&D activities to come up with better products, as well as spend more on our marketing activities. There was no looking back after that. There's one thing regarding credit that I want to mention here. If you are a MSME business in India, a micro, small or medium enterprise, the government provides protection to you for delayed payments by your customers. In fact, customers are legally bound to pay you within 15 days from acceptance of your goods or services, failing which they are required by law to pay a huge penal interest to you. Check out the MSME Act. You may not be able to strictly enforce this with all your customers, but include the provisions in the general terms and conditions of your offer, and if possible, the contract. Purchase managers of your client companies will certainly be more eager then to settle your bills quickly and in time. Another way to reduce working capital and increase cash flow is by increasing your payment time to your suppliers. You can look at negotiating better credit periods from your suppliers or vendors, and this increases your payable days. Very few suppliers will disagree if you can impress upon them that you need the extra credit on your purchases to grow your sales, and in turn you will give them more orders in the future. They'll be happy extending additional credit. They may negotiate a few days here and there, but they'll definitely give you more days of credit. This way your working capital goes down and your cash flow increases. And therefore, the first tip for you when you are cash stressed is to reduce your working capital burden immediately. Reduce inventory and receivables and increase your payables. Sales is the most important activity in business. We all know that, don't we? Increasing sales revenue not only improves the top line and grows the business, it also brings cash into the system. Wait, correction. Only cash sales brings cash into the system. Credit sales only results in increasing your outstandings or your receivables. Now, what are the ways to increase sales revenue? It can be done by increasing prices, reducing the level of credit sales, by increasing sales volume or sales value per customer, or by increasing the number of customers. Sometimes sales is suboptimal and low because your product may not be right, or you are in the wrong market, or a mix of both. You must also look into these factors as well. The next point is, normally most billing is done towards the month end. Instead of doing that, why don't you look at two billing cycles? Have a sales closure on the 15th and on the 30th of the month. You will get two cash cycles, two sales cycles. This will bring in cash faster into the business. And most importantly, never delay your billing, or else you will have to wait more to get your cash back. Many small businesses are guilty of that. See, there are many ways to improve sales and as a result, cash flow. But I can't cover everything in this video. I do offer more detailed insight during my consultations with my business clients. However, one thing is certain, increasing sales leads to increasing cash flow, and you must consider this step. This is my second tip. Cost cutting and expense reduction are in vogue these days, especially after the COVID pandemic. Reducing costs and expenses result in both cash savings as well as increasing profits. Your cash flows improve. However, you must make sure not to curb necessary cost or expenses. While your cost reduction drive shouldn't be at the expense of your product and service quality, make sure that cutting people costs doesn't affect your sales efforts and outcome. You could also look at changing your marketing methods to digital marketing, which costs much less, thereby saving costs. But whatever method you adopt, don't hesitate to seize opportunities for business growth just because you think that you don't have enough cash or because you are in an expense cutting mode. It would be tragic to let go of a chance at a promising business expansion or a big order because of only cost considerations, wouldn't it? So, while cutting costs, be careful that you don't lose opportunities to grow your business. I have witnessed many businesses suffering from a cash crunch while the owners make unplanned and abnormal withdrawals of cash from the business for their personal use. I hope that you are not one of them. Unplanned withdrawals can lead to disaster for the business. I appeal to all business owners to rein in this urge. The best way forward for any owner is to draw a regular salary from the business so that the cash requirements can be planned in advance and there are no sudden and disruptive surprises. This method it certainly leads to saving the company from bleeding cash. Owners should not withdraw unplanned money from the business, no matter what the exigency is. This is the fourth way to generate cash. You can also generate cash from your investing and financing activities, but that's the subject of another video. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and keep watching my channel for more such videos to come. I told you in the beginning that I'll tell you 5 things that you need to do to stay on top of your cash flow situation. Well, here they are. Number 1, monitor your cash flow weekly. You must see the statement of income and cash flow every week to see how much cash has come into the business and how much cash has been spent. And watch your inventory and receivables like a hawk. Number 2, build a good forecasting system. This is perhaps the most neglected but one of the most critical things to do. It's crucial. It starts with a sales forecast. Your sales forecast tells you how much you will sell and how much of that sales you will draw from the existing inventory. And this allows you to plan how much you need to order. A good PSI or a purchase sales inventory system will tell you how much cash you require for the business for the next month and for the next couple of months. Monitor your PSI against actual movements and correct the forecast every month. In time, your forecast will become very accurate. Number 3, hire a capable accountant to maintain your books and draw up the income and cash flow statements for you. I know many businesses that run with only part-time accountants. Most of the times, these part-timers don't know what is happening in the business, and so they aren't able to warn you in time. A full-time capable accountant has an understanding of what's happening, and he can also be made accountable for outcomes. So get an accountant, full-time. Number 4, create a cash reserve and use the cash there only in case you want to bail out of emergencies. This cash reserve is a buffer. Don't use it every day. Number 5, diversify your business risk. Even if your business has to provide credit, set up an alternative sales channel, one which operates only on cash or advance mode. This parallel channel will ensure that cash is always fed into your business and never dries up. If you have liked this video and have found its contents useful, please give me a thumbs up by pressing the like button below and subscribe to my channel. I request you to join my Facebook group using the link mentioned here, and also set a reminder for my new videos by pressing the notification bell below. Give me your feedback in the comment section so that I can plan videos on other subjects that interest you. I'm planning to launch my business workshops very soon, and I look forward to your active participation there. Hope to see you again and very soon. Thank you.